le cash n'achète pas le respect. Tu mets tout dans la piaf, rien dans la pire. Bâtard, c'est toujours moi le mec habile. Bâtard, j'suis prêt à tout, prêt à crier jusqu'à tard. Mais jamais je vais switch pour un billet du Qatar. Tu laisseras pas d'héritage, on va piller ton cadavre. Depuis le temps qu'on a barrage, qui ton boss d'arrache-pied jusqu'à maîtriser les katas.
And we are back. Second episode of the 5 Degrees Europe tour. If you are new here, I'm Zoran, and together with Olivia, my co-founder, we are building 5 Degrees. The mission of 5 Degrees is pretty simple. We want to create the next generation of European founders by connecting them first with outlier startups before they build their own. And to do this, we had this crazy idea to organize a Europe tour, be on the road for 365 days and visit 12 startup ecosystems. Meet the best talents and founders there, connect them, and also interview super interesting personalities that shape these ecosystems along the way. We've already been to Berlin and Munich, and next up is Paris. And we also have a very cool lineup. We'll organize our founder showcase there. We'll meet super interesting investors, builders, operators. Some of them have been the first investors in Mistral. Some of them have done the recent round in PKI. We'll also visit the Station F campus and many, many more cool things. And super excited to bring you along the journey. Let's go.
We're just arrived in Paris and now we are going to our beautiful Airbnb. Let's see. I'm excited to be here. Are you excited?
Yes, very excited. Escape room.
Welcome.
Mach Office Tour.
Real Emotions. Der Essbereich. Das ist auf jeden Fall mein Schlafzimmer. Oha, wie geil.
Rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal, tout ça m'est bien égal.
We are about to meet Antoine. He's helping us to launch 5 Degrees here in Paris, and we've been working together for a couple of months. Antoine has a very cool background. He's working at the EF. He's building the Bridge, which is a cool program from EF, and now also helping us expand 5 Degrees here all over Europe, now in Paris. And we are about to meet him for the very, very first time.
Je passe mon temps à juger ma vie et je crois
I just said it's almost like a long distance relationship, and I think it's kind of interesting how you can meet someone from anywhere in the world working on something similar, and because you have similar passions, you create this or have this trust pretty early on, and then you just work 2, 3, 4 months remotely together, also as we did it with Alberto from Italy, and then you meet after a couple of months for the very first time. Let's go! How are you doing?
Nice to meet you.
The
We
menu.
focus on this. So then I would recommend that you curry vegetable with like every vegetable you can think of.
sans cesse, tu me lances à distance une dose de dépendance. Sans le savoir, tu hantes toujours mes pensées. Mon récit.
Good to see you.
It's great to have you. I started in engineering as a software developer about 10 years ago. I quickly branched out into investment. I did that for 5 years and then went to a company called Datadog, which is a leader in observability, where I was in charge of mergers and acquisition. So after the company went IPO, they wanted to look for other external opportunities to sort of like grow their product offering. And after doing that for a few years, I rejoined the ranks of VCs. Cool. And joined Singular.
For a long time, Europe was kind of very silent, and then all of a sudden has like a rebirth, and you have a Mistral and other companies coming out of Europe and especially out of France. What is the reason it went so quickly?
I think slowly but surely, European engineers realize that they can do it themselves at home. Right?
Yeah.
They don't have to
Yeah.
fly across the pond and join one of these like really gigantic companies to make it big. Of course, there's a lot of room to improve. People talk about regulation, common market, all of that, but the talent is there, and it's not new.
Yeah.
It's always been there.
Yeah.
What is new now is more capital and I think a culture around entrepreneurship. Now starting a company used to be something for, that I think Americans were very comfortable with, but not so much in Europe. Now, if you are just out of university, starting a company versus your other job options you can have, like starting a company is a very serious one. There are people around you who've done it and who are happy doing it.
What are some other super interesting cities, ecosystems you see right now? And then maybe also some super underrated ecosystems no one is really talking about too much, but should be.
I think London, Berlin, Paris are the three main ecosystems. I think this is where we see the most things happening. Obviously, as you said, like Stockholm in Sweden is definitely, there's a great momentum there because of Lovable and a few other great companies. I think one that's maybe underrated or less and less so is Poland and adjacent countries in Central and Eastern Europe, where they have literally amazing engineering talents. You have a lot of, especially in my field, like large cloud infrastructure software publicly listed companies who have their engineering office, in Krakow, Warsaw, Prague. And so these folks have seen scale, they've seen best-in-class engineering, and I think they are tremendous engineers that can become amazing founders moving forward. And I think we're going to see that more and more. Europe is on track, I think, to deliver the most incredible comeback in history. Yeah. And this is really what I wish for Europe. So time, obviously, but I think, again, the sense of like confidence that it can happen big. Yeah. Because we have everything and all the ingredients. We have one of the largest markets in the world. We have one of the best engineers, best talents in the world, great ecosystem. And I think now our laws and regulations, again, there's room for improvement, but are an order of magnitude better than what they were 10 years ago.
Right now we're meeting a rainmaker at Lightspeed. He's a partner at Lightspeed, looked into some of the most interesting AI bets out of Europe and specifically invested into Mistral at an inception round, so very, very early. So yeah, super curious to meet him. Lightspeed is also like an iconic fund. They invested into Stripe, so yeah, super interested to get to know him and get his opinion on Paris as an ecosystem.
Thanks for having me. So I'm Antoine, I'm one of the partners at Lightspeed, where my goal is essentially to, as I was discussing with you, find the best founders that we can be in business with across Europe. Where I focus my time is mainly across infrastructure topics, so data, ML, AI, developer tooling. But across the European team, we look more broadly than that. The goal for us is really to find the best founders that are the most driven and look to build things that have a global impact and not just a sort of local European maxima. And yeah, that's where I'm spending my time.
What's your most favorite thing about Paris and your maybe least favorite thing compared to our ecosystem?
So I'll end on a good note, so I'll start with the least favorite piece. I think the least favorite piece is the reflection of the investment ecosystem in France, is that historically, if you look at global platforms investing in Europe, most of the capital has actually gone into Germany or the Nordics, excluding the UK. I think the reason behind this is that the French ecosystem for the longest time has been very French. And so if you didn't have a French investor, if you as a team were looking to hire in France, it wasn't uncommon for Series B businesses until very recently to have 99% of their staff being French. And I think that when you think about building a European ecosystem and a density of talent that has people from different nationalities coming in, it's something that only recently has been changing, and I think that's in part because of the French tech visa, which has accelerated the ability to bring in exceptional talent into France. So that's one piece that I think is changing, but would be great if it could change faster. So the kind of cultural footprint that we have, I joke that it's a bit like Bavaria, where sometimes you've got this imperative to speak French, not because people don't speak English, and in the same with Bavaria with German, but because you're in France, so you should speak French. And that thing has to go away, in my view, for us to be able to really build great businesses. And then the good thing is that the talent density in terms of engineering talent specifically is insane. And that's a function of multiple things. I think that everyone has recognized that France has an ability to churn out a bunch of great mathematicians, great engineers, and now increasingly so realizing that that talent can make also for great founders. And the MVA program, the École 42, as I was discussing with you, the fact that DeepMind and Meta have their offices here as well, I think that's all contributed to creating this ecosystem where people have seen what great looks like, have had this exposure to more SF-type ambition, which we're increasingly seeing across Europe. And yeah, it's making for more people thinking about joining ambitious projects or starting them themselves. Historically, there's been this whole generation of engineers that have been told that in order for them to be successful and be entrepreneurs, they need to have a business pair. And that is something that I increasingly believe not to be true. And you have exceptional engineers that can make exceptional CEOs.
And looking at Europe as a whole, is there any ecosystem you think is quite underrated and more people should pay attention to?
In my mind, I think Poland is probably a good spot to look at, and I think you guys are hosting something there soon, so that's great. I think it's underrated in the sense that when you look at the top ecosystem hubs, I think people would usually name London, Paris, Stockholm, Munich, maybe Berlin. The reality is that when you look at the breakout startups out there, especially in the AI space, you've got a similar dynamic where in Poland you've got a very deep bench of strong engineers and mathematicians. And so I think there's interesting parallels to what's happened in France that Poland is kind of surfing. And that's without the increased investments in defense and general tech spend that there is in the region.
So if you were 22 again, what would you do today?
I think if I was 22 again, I'd be much more out there in terms of showing the work that I'm doing and how I'm thinking about things. Because at the end of the day, that's how you meet great people. And, you know, worst case scenario, no one sees it or no one comments and life goes on. So that's what I
Fully
do.
agree.
We are here at Station F. We are about to meet Insa, who is the head of communications, and she will guide us around this beautiful campus. We will also talk about FAI, the new AI program they just launched, and meet a couple of very interesting people. Super hyped to meet Insa and the whole Station F team.
Hi, my name is Insa. I'm head of comms at Station F, so taking care of everything communications internally and externally. And Station F, so we're the biggest startup campus in the world. We got inaugurated in 2017, so next year we will turn 10, big milestone, and we host around about 1,000 startups under our roof.
One of the most famous startups is actually Hugging Face, right?
It's one of our unicorns.
Yeah.
So far we had 2 unicorns at Station F, Alan and Hugging Face.
Oh.
Yeah, actually there was this week only another unicorn that got announced that also is part of our programs with LVMH. It's called Profound.
Ah, Profound as well.
Yeah, and they were here. I would say we can count them in. So now we have 3 unicorns at Station F.
Tell me about the FAI program, because you guys just launched it.
Yes.
And it got quite some buzz. And I'm super curious, what is this FAI program concretely about?
Yeah, it's our latest AI program. We call it the place to build AI because it really is that. So we have the most amazing partners like that we could dream of, right? With OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, Meta, OVH Cloud. And the same partner program, we also have VCs. So startups that are in the badge have like direct access to knowledge, to perks, like using also all the services of our partners and also to capital.
You got OpenAI and Anthropic as partners.
Yes.
Was it kind of a challenge because they're kind of hating each other, or?
They work together even if they are competitors. That
see the
might be
bigger picture.
surprising for many, but eventually they are there for the startups, so they have this direct startup contact. They want to be in the program because for them also they understood we want to build something special here and the launchpad for AI startups from Europe. So that's why there was not much discussion about it actually. So far it's working surprisingly well. So no fights, everyone is happy.
It's the weekend before the Meet the Founders night, and yeah, we still have to prep a lot of things. A lineup is there, talent is there, we still have to accept some talents, prep a lot of content, and the merch, yeah, a lot of things. 5 Degrees merch, don't worry guys, we'll get some for you.
Sur moi, sur la douleur de la vie sans toi, tout roule pour toi. J'suis comme un son que t'aurais pas, Shazam. J'suis comme un con dans ce mélodrame. Ça fait si mal alors que ça fait pas longtemps. J'suis comme ce son que t'aurais pas, Shazam. J'suis comme un con dans ce mélodrame.
Everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you. And you can change it, you can influence it, you can build your own things that other people can use. And the minute that you understand that you can poke life and actually something will, if you push in, something will pop out the other side. You can change it, you can mold it. That's maybe the most important thing.
Nice to have you here. We want to show you what kind of emotions are possible if you join maybe one of the startups we have here tonight.
Great to see you all. Welcome to our beautiful office. It's amazing to see all these crazy faces that you put together at 5 Degrees. And for those of you who raised their hand, because you might want to start a company one day, let us know when that time comes. You know, it's our job to chase you. So we'd love to have that conversation later as well.
So I'm Marc, I'm leading talent and culture at Genesis AI. I'm super excited about this community, seeing all of you young people looking for doing great things all together. On my side, I have something that I can relate a little bit with this, is I was the first recruiter of Datadog. So I joined the company when it was 80 people, I think, globally. And so I left when we were 8,000 people. I had to build the whole recruiting machine for EMEA tech recruiting. And then after that, I also work at Singular. So I was helping the portfolio on the talent and culture side. And so now I'm working for Genesis AI. So what we're trying to solve is that we build a simulation platform where basically we can train models into it. And then hopefully we'll see, we are able to move from the simulation platform to reality in real time. So basically tomorrow you will be able to prompt something in the simulator and then it's going to happen in real life.
Hello everyone, so I'm Maxime. I'm the CTO and one of the co-founders of SportBio. And what we do at SportBio, we're trying to solve a very simple thing. Is today bacteria are eating the world. What does it mean? It means there is more and more infection due to bacteria. Each product in the world that you eat, that you use in cosmetic, that you use in pharma, need to be bacteria-free to avoid any contamination. And that's a problem we are trying to solve today.
So I'm Matias, I'm the co-founder and CEO of Prelude, and I thought this speech was 15 minutes, so I will try to... We were founded after an experience at Zenly, which is a company that was acquired by Snapchat, and where we faced a lot of problems around onboarding and trust specifically. Today we say that we raised with Series A, but it's a secret, but we keep it between us. Please. And we have a big growth. The problem we are trying to solve is basically user onboarding of these member tools.
Is that we're working when owners and operators understand and decode the biology that's underlying. And so this allows us to answer questions that researchers are asking themselves.
In terms of traction, we started about a year ago. We spent maybe 6 months doing research.
Make more weapons or to fight more wars. It's just to help the people that defend us.
Others that are lost. And I'll walk you through the numbers.
J'ai l'impression qu'on me met la tête sous l'eau.
Matias, it's such a pleasure to do this with you. We've seen your pitch and it was amazing. And yeah, let's start with your intro. Who are you? What are you building?
So Matias, I'm the co-founder and CEO at Prelude. Originally I was an engineer at Zenly, a startup as well that grown into being acquired by Snap later on. And what we are building is basically a way for B2C company to verify their user and make sure they are not fraudulent. We are doing it for a large company like social media, like BeReal, X, or a transportation company like Dot, e-commerce.
How did your time at Zenly kind of help you build your own company now?
If anything, when you work in a startup, the intensity is not the same as where you are in a big company. When I was at Amazon or before that Microsoft, I was in my lane, there were levels. It was not really about achieving stuff. Of course it is in one way or another, but it's climbing the ladder, and after a while I got tired of it. And really when I was at Zenly, I learned how to build stuff. And I learned that you can just do it, right? But after 3 years, eventually, I think it led me to be confident enough that I could do it on my own and start something, because you see the founder much more approachable and you see, okay, those guys are able to do it, I can do it as well. So yeah, I think it helped me a lot in this path.
Cool. Thanks so much, Matias.
Thank you.
It's very nice to have you with us, Maxime.
A pleasure.
Before I start with my questions, I want to know, what are you building? Because you're building something very, very interesting.
Actually, what we do at SportBio is we are replacing the Petri dish, which is a 100-year-old method that takes days to get a result. And today in the industry, it's a gold standard. So you need to wait between 2 to 14 days to know if there is bacteria, microorganisms in what you are producing, or if someone gets sick from an infection, you need to wait several days to know which treatment to give to them. We think this technology is outdated, and we have built a technology that allows to do the same thing, but in few minutes. And to do that, we couple biophotonic with machine learning to be able to say how many bacteria, how many microorganisms are in a sample, and which are there.
So you're literally changing the world and literally saving people's lives with your startup potentially, or you're already. How do you comment that? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, exactly. Every year there is 600 million people that are sick due to infection that come from the food, from disease, from cosmetic, for different products. Manufacturers are doing their best to make it safe, but they don't have the right tools. So that's what makes us waking up every morning and pushing, is to say, okay, how we can help to create a better world, a safer world, where quality control is easier and you can avoid these tragic things.
And you choose to build such a topic out of Paris. Why Paris?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Actually, France is one of the berceaux in French, so it's where microbiology starts in Europa, with Louis Pasteur and with Robert Koch in Germany. And so historically, in France, we have a strong knowledge about microbiology, and there is a very strong expertise. We have great research center pushing really deep understanding of what microbiology is. But not only that, also, I think a great strength we have in France is our engineer. We have great machine learning engineer. We have great scientists. We have a very good school, very good ecosystem, and so we are leveraging that with great scientific for all these different worlds to build the technology we do that is at the interface between hardware, machine learning, microbiology, software, and industrial world.
I'm Gustave, co-founder and CTO of Oracle Oncology, and what we're building is a predictive engine to help accelerate drug development in oncology.
And why did you choose to build such a specific product in Paris?
It's not very well known, but Paris as a region is the second highest area with cancer publications in the world after Boston. So there's an amazing density of cancer researchers and cancer centers here. And so the amount of scientific talent and the amount of scientific knowledge in the ecosystem is actually very big. And we were in a position where we had an idea that we thought could actually change the world. And so we decided to push it forward, and this was the right place to do it.
If you were 22 again today, what would you do?
There's actually so much to win from putting yourself out there and just trying stuff out. Everything is possible. And I think one of the big changes that we've started to have in Europe, and from what I see, especially in Paris, is that there's more and more people who are just saying to themselves, why shouldn't I just do it? And not waiting for someone else to build it for them. And I think, if you're 22, you've got nothing to lose and a lot to learn, and that's a very good thing to do.
Still chilling.
Which founder was your favorite?
I'm biased, but Matias really has something. I really like his way of pitching his company. Like at the same time, he's like super casual, and then 10 seconds later, he tells you that he just signed X, which is like kind of impressive, and then like in a very casual way.
That's such a flex. So casually at such an event say, I just closed. Also, I met one really crack guy who's like 6 years into research for specifically what Oracle Oncology does, for like cancer research.
Yes, I think it was the same guy.
I was like, wow.
So we agree.
Okay.
How about you? What was your favorite company? What did you think of the event? Like you have more experience, right?
But company, I think I really liked Oracle because I feel like they're really changing the world and really like doing something positive instead of just creating software, which is also like of course important. But they're literally changing people's lives in the world. So I think that's the reason. Like it's not just about the pitch; it's also like literally what they're building. So I think this is my favorite one.
Congrats to you. That looks very concrete
Congrats
now.
to you. That was the very first successful France pitch. Thanks to you as well.
That's cool. I think the thing I liked the most was hanging out with you guys. So I'm sad I'm leaving on it's good that I'm going on vacation, but I would have spent more time with you.
Oh, laissez-moi vivre comme je veux, les pieds dans l'eau et la tête en feu.
What did you discover on the camera?
So now I have.
Oh, so funny.